average shopping day for me varies. I could spend a few hundred, a few thousand. It depends what I find. I love clothes, I love shoes, I love handbags, I love jewelry.
Ouch. Maybe reality TV star Teressa Guidice should have been a little more discreet about her lavish spending. The Real Housewives of New Jersey cast member and her husband Joe getting hammered with 39 charges of fraud. Classy couple filed for bankruptcy a few years ago. They never stopped flaunting their outlandishly extravagant lifestyle on national television. Smart? And now they could be looking at 50 years in prison. 50 years. They really think they weren't going to get caught? How many other people are doing the same thing, but they're just not in front of the TV? Trial attorney Richard Roth joins me now. So if you have a client and they file for bankruptcy and they, for example, they say that the clothes that they own are worth an average of the whole family of $3,000, do you then advise them to go on TV and say, oh, I spent thousands? I mean, it seems like there wasn't a lot of good thought.
It is beyond stupidity. It really is beyond stupidity. $750 in apparently her jewelry, and she claims.
Right, she said it's all fake. It's everything she wears is fake.
And she claims she was unemployed when she signed a contract to be on the Housewives, as well as the following year she was unemployed. So it's just really stupid. I don't know how. I'm assuming she didn't have a lawyer. I can't imagine a lawyer advising her. You're on national television. You have to be employed.
Is it normal for people to downplay in their bankruptcy filing what their assets are, and they just don't get caught because they're not on television?
It's normal to downplay them if they're downplayable. Like certain things.
Like what is downplay? That sounds like a white lie. I mean, what is downplayable?
For example, a copyright. A copyright is an asset. You don't know how to value it. Or a business, you may not be able to value. But a house is you can value. There are things you can value. Not to mention the fact that she actually engaged in bank fraud with four or five different banks.
Right.
They filed false W-2s, false pay stubs, lied to banks, and then Joe, the husband, apparently didn't file taxes for 5 years and made over $1 million 1 year. It's just really stupidity.
They said it's a federal crime to lie on your loan application, but they were talking about sort of juicing their income so that they could get a bigger mortgage. A lot of Americans did that, no?
Americans did that. I think the operators did. Now, in light of what's happened with the bank fiasco, banks are very tightly scrutinized, and they check everything out. They check out references. They check out your tax returns.
Do they? Because there was something called a liar loan for a long time, and people got very comfortable with that, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to do this segment, because obviously the forging of the W-2s is insane. But when you're talking about, they're lying on loan documents to make their income look better so that they can get a bigger loan, didn't half of America do that, and that's how we got in this huge financial crisis, and here it turns out you can go to jail for that?
Absolutely. That's one of the reasons why we got into that. That's why banks check, double check, and triple check.
Do they really do that now?
They do. They're much more. I actually just applied for a loan 6 months ago, so I know they're very tough, and they do check because there are people out there that did this. This is extreme. This is beyond extreme, but there are people that will not necessarily tell their true income.
How extreme is it? I mean, as a lawyer, and you're looking at what then they rack up the charges in here. Are they going to jail, or is this, sort of been hyped in the media and they're going to make a deal and they're not going to go to jail?
I think we have serious jail time. We have 39 counts. We have millions of dollars of bank fraud. We have wire fraud. We have fraud in the bankruptcy application, which is a false statement. We have fraud in not paying and not filing IRS tax returns, let alone paying taxes. They're going to jail. I think they're going to jail for a long time.
Teressa Guidice. You think she's going to jail? Real Housewives. Wow.
Millionaire new show.
Yeah. Well, she'll turn it into I mean, she knows how to make a buck, so she'll turn it into a franchise. Richard, thank you so much.
Thank you, Melissa.